Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve H., and this message is brought to you by Delfina's Legacy LLC and Your Legacy Investments on Facebook, as well as RealtySolve.com. As promised before, I want to go ahead and give a basic foreclosure prevention information video or tutorial. Now, we're going to be limited on time frames here, so I'm going to be going through a lot of information fairly quickly. But you will notice that I've got a couple of prompts that are going to help me out along the way. Let's get right into it. What is foreclosure? Let's get the definition behind it. Foreclosure is basically a repossession of real estate. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as a repossession as customarily known for vehicles. Nobody's going to come and take away your house. However, the process of foreclosure in California, what is it? Where are you in that process? And how long is it taking today? I'm here to tell you, do not be afraid. You're not alone. As my business partner, Ron Perkins, always says, you're not the Lone Ranger out there. A lot of individuals going through a lot of different things. Let's get right into it. As I said before, judicial or non-judicial, what does that mean? The state of California is non-judicial primarily. It can be judicial, but most times it's non. And all that summarizes to is that the process of foreclosure does not enter into a courtroom. You can go ahead and Google all this information or use your favorite search engine online to be able to verify what I'm telling you. The first stage of the process of foreclosure is actually what's called a notice of default or delinquency, the actual notice that the property has gone into foreclosure. Normally and primarily it was taking about 3 months for lenders to be able to record this public notice down at the county recorder's office. Now, once this notice was recorded, it was basically a red flag or a white flag, if you will, to anyone out there listening or looking at the public recorder's office to be able to provide any kind of assistance possible. Now, because of Senate Bill 1137, before this notice now has been able to come into effect, look up Senate Bill 1137 and you'll see how the process has been delayed. The lender has actually the obligation to be able to connect with you or provide options and solutions or workout packages with you. Also take this note down and once again follow these prompts. Makinghomeaffordable.gov, another bit of information and website you want to be familiarized with if you absolutely want to keep your home. I am a homeowner myself. I would hate to lose my house. So you absolutely deserve this information. Please be diligent and look this up. Makinghomeaffordable.gov. Now, as I'm going through this, if at any time you want to go ahead and email your questions, steveh@newwealthadvisors.com. Going back to the timeline, process of foreclosure began with a notice of default or delinquency. The actual foreclosure process begins, usually 3 months out. Well, now with the influx of the amount of mortgages that are now becoming delinquent, the houses that are being able to, or homeowners that are now being able to access this information are finding out that the process is very delayed. And also depending on your lender, there's a lot of big lenders out there, they will remain nameless, that are so busy, they've had to hire so many people, they just absolutely cannot deal with the volume of the foreclosures that are happening right now. I mean, every single day you can imagine how many people are defaulting, how many notice of defaults are being recorded. The next step in the process would be what's called a notice of trustee sale. Before, in the past, it would take about 6 months for this to happen. Now we're looking about 9 months to a year before the property even goes up for that information. And all that means is now your property information regarding what is owed, who the lender is, and their intent to actually repossess the property because of that secured note that you signed that you defaulted on, they're now exercising the right to be able to repossess that property. This is what's called a notice of trustee sale. Normally what would happen is you would go down to the courthouse steps and you would find this information. On the day of, you would have your property information up for auction. That's right, auction. That means anyone with cash would be able to buy your property at a discount. Now, there's more details into that, but once again, we're limited on time. This information is basic, and it's for the purpose of informing you on the process, where you stand. It's not too late. Get the information you deserve right now. Once again, contact us via email, steveh@newwealthadvisors.com, or call us at 714-883-4603 and set up an appointment and come down to our office so we can meet face to face. All the information that we share with you is free, and every meeting that we have is absolutely confidential. As an NFCC certified housing and financial counselor, it is my responsibility and it is my privilege to be able to provide to you the alternatives and options that do exist. Well, these days, the notice of trustee sale is taking over a year. That's right, over a year, depending on your lender. Some lenders move faster than others, but I can tell you right now, most likely your lender probably hasn't even filed what's called a notice of default. check with your lender, call them, find out what's happening. The last stage is the actual auction. That usually happens 30 days after the notice of trustee sale. That's the only factor that still exists basically the same. However, what we're seeing now is because of the fact that lenders do not want to foreclose on your property, and I repeat that, the lender does not want to foreclose on your property. Reasons being we will discuss in person, because there's a lot of information there that they don't tell you about and you absolutely deserve to know. Well, usually it takes 30 days after the notice of trustee sale for the property to go to auction. Now, once it goes to auction, one of two things happen. Either somebody outside that's been looking at your property in the public records, an investor, a retail buyer, I mean, you name it, anybody with cash that's able to pay at the courthouse steps will become the new owner of your property. That is when the process of foreclosure is consummated and completed. There are some possible tax consequences and, of course, credit consequences that you absolutely deserve to know. Look these things up. Form 982, M9 credit rating, the Credit and Debt Relief Act. All this information, again, we'll go over in detail if you make an appointment and get more information with us directly. So once again, that last stage is the auction. Nowadays, we're seeing up to 18 months, 2 years. That's right. And forget about bankruptcies, forget about everything that's happening. Those even further delay the process. So once again, this is information you absolutely deserve to know, and we're anxious to be able to get it into your hands. We're also going to provide you with information regarding our services, what that entails, what it could mean to you, and the alternative to avoid foreclosure. So if you'd like more detailed information regarding this video, please feel free to email us, steveh@newwealthadvisors.com, or leave us a message at 714-883-4603. I know this information has been fast, it has been brief, but is for the purpose for you to be able to at least know that you're not alone out there. There is free advice, there's free info. Our duty is to be able to provide you with the best possible case scenario and the worst case scenario. From there, it's up to you to make a decision. I'm a homeowner myself, and I would hate to be lied to, and I can tell you right now, you do not need third parties to be able to keep your house. Exhaust every avenue, explore every option regarding the information that we've just given you. From there, if there is no other option, that's when we would step in. So once again, if you would like a one-on-one face-to-face appointment, more information is available absolutely free. 714-883-4603 or steveh@newwealthadvisors.com. Thank you for your time. I look forward to connecting with you very soon, and let everyone know that could benefit from the services we provide or the information, because remember, it is free. After all, that's what you deserve. You've worked hard for everything, and now you know what? You absolutely deserve this information. We'll talk to you soon.